First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX and WIBX950.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Savannah Martin is with Paper and Leaf, the Paper and Leaf Hemp Company. And good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you again.
So tell us what you have. Did you bring anything in over the? Did you bring anything in?
I didn't bring anything in. I probably
yesterday.
should have. Yes.
You did yesterday. So.
Well, it's also, too, I don't know what the town square policy is, if we can, bring certain things into the building or not. I'm not sure.
Okay, so tell us what you guys do over there, and we're going to learn a little bit about what you have.
Yeah. So we just recently, obviously, opened up our new store in New Hartford Shopping Center. We're kind of building on the company at the moment, kind of seeing what products are to push a little better than others. But
okay.
Right now, we've got Delta 8 and Delta 10 products.
And what is that?
Delta 8 and Delta 10 basically is just a different variation of cannabinoids or THC.
Okay.
It is a lower grade. It is legal in the state of New York as of right now. And it's a little bit different than Delta 9. Delta 9 is your typical regular marijuana that you'd get off the streets or from a medical dispensary or anything like that. Delta 8 and Delta 10 is kind of milder in a sense that it's not going to give you as much of a euphoric effect. It still will give you a euphoric effect.
Okay.
But it's not going to be as strong. It's a little bit better for more daytime use or if you're looking to help with with different stuff like that.
I was saying with sleeping versus taking sleeping pills. Does that help?
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah. It relaxes your body really, really well, especially the Delta 8 in that sense. Delta 10 is more better for a mood lifter. It's really good for helping give you energy, stuff like that.
So are 8 and 10 kind of what the legal medical marijuana dispensaries have been giving out over the last few years?
And the word Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, are these brand names or are these clinical names?
No,
COVID variants.
Yeah, that really suck that you've got a Delta variant and Delta 8.
Yeah.
No, the only real variation between all the Delta names is the cannabinoids themselves. That's how they're classified.
Got it.
Other than that, there's no real difference within the verbiage of it. It's just how they're labeled.
So
I know nothing about any of this.
It's a lot.
To Andrew's question, Delta 8 and 10, you asked if those are the medical marijuana
grades.
But actually, you said Delta 9 is the
Delta 9 is the medical marijuana. Delta 8 and Delta 10 are two new cannabinoids to
it's
market,
like the
basically.
toe in the water marijuana.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
And do you have, and does your company have, do you guys have 8, 9, and 10? Or
we cannot currently carry 9 because 9 is, though it's legal in the state of New York for recreational use, you're not allowed to distribute it yet. So we have to wait for New York State to kind of allow us to get our licensing for everything.
And that's probably going to happen, what do they say? It was 18 months or something.
Yeah,
from
18 months from the time that they passed everything.
Yeah,
so we're kind of hoping that they'll have a little bit more of an idea come about December time for when they're going to be able to allow us to get our licensing. But
all right, Monaski.
So the Delta 8, Delta 10, that's... How do you buy that? It's a dropper. It's an oil. It's something you eat. It's something you vape.
Pretty much everything you said.
Oh, really?
So you can get it in tincture bottles, which would be the droppers. There's different milligrams for that. You can get those even for specific sleep helping as well. And we also have a ton of different edibles. You can buy it in loose flower, so we carry the buds for it and everything.
And do you have to be 18? Do you have to show ID? Do you need a medical marijuana card?
You do not need a medical card for Delta 8 and Delta 10. And you do have to be 21.
21, that's right. Okay, 21.
Right,
21 in the state of New York, yep.
But I would think that the consumption, like eating versus smoking or vaping, would be healthier. But doesn't the consumption...
those brownies have calories, Bill.
Well,
and carbs.
That's true. They're carbs. But I guess the consumption, if you eat a marijuana brownie, different people react very differently depending on how much is in that.
They do.
My favorite story is the cop that called 911 to report that he was dead.
I'm dead. Help me.
I think his girlfriend was dead too.
She was dead also.
She's dead and I'm dead.
And the 911 person is like, sir, you're saying you're dead? Yes, both me and my girlfriend are dead. Honey, are you dead too? Yes. Yes, I'm dead. It's like,
Send the car right away.
we've had some brownies.
Yeah.
So how do you do that without doing that? Right?
So, like, all right, so everybody's body obviously is going to be a little bit different when it comes to how you're taking it. So your body already has a certain level of tolerance because it's odd enough. We already have cannabinoids and receptors that are already in our system. So they're already there. You're just enhancing them.
Okay.
When it comes to edibles and I guess you would just say smokables, they actually take into your system a little bit quicker than the others. So if you're taking an edible, it's going to be anywhere from between about a half hour to an hour's time frame that it'll actually kick into your system.
Okay.
And if you're using a smokable, it can be anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. Just because you're inhaling it, it's getting into your system a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So,
So the answer to that would be moderation.
yeah, moderation.
Right,
Obviously,
right. Take one,
everybody's
wait
gonna be
a little while.
different.
So what you're saying though is that the brown, like this police officer, that
Yeah.
is humiliated because it's what he does for a living, and
Right.
he's there. And oh, by the way, 911 records all of its calls. So that's also a problem. But so what you're saying is it's almost like you hear these stories about somebody who was chugging liquor and they drank too much. Because they didn't have the effect of it initially,
Right.
But after it kicked in, and you're saying the same thing true with what happened to that officer.
If you have something like that happen, you could get very paranoid depending on your system.
It sounds like
you
they
could
were
also pass
paranoid.
out,
Might have been
just get really tired. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, it depends.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it was the guy, the cop who was on calling 911. What isn't part of the story is his girlfriend was just tucked up on the couch, sound asleep. She was sleeping
Well,
away.
that's why he thought she was dead.
Yeah.
So can I ask as well? Do you sell other hemp products like I don't know shirts, bags, stuff like that, or is it just like the Delta 8, Delta 10 type
So,
stuff?
in regards to other hemp products, we only really other than that have like CBD products. In regards to like shirts and stuff, the stuff that we do have is not currently hemp made. I don't see us not having that like happen in the future here. But at this time, we don't currently have any other hemp products.
There's
in the
not as
company.
much a demand for hemp
Well,
bags.
no, I was
But it's a
curious
good question, yeah.
because
It is,
you hear
yeah.
all the time about how popular hemp was, going back several
the
decades.
90s.
Oh yeah.
And I almost want to say New York State has or had a law. I think it was had a law that like you couldn't have hemp products like purses,
Bracelets or
things like that, clothing. I could be wrong on that, but somebody had banned it at least for a while.
Okay, you brought in a couple of products yesterday. Can we talk about those? One was something that you rub on your skin.
Yeah.
And the other was a dropper.
Yeah.
So explain what you brought in.
So the two that we had brought in actually didn't contain any THC. They were just CBD products, but they are the one that you would rub on your skin is going to be the pain balm. Those ones are 500 milligrams, and they're really, really good for helping specifically with like localized pain relief.
Okay.
So
like with my shoulder issue, I would rub that into the shoulder.
Yes,
So-
perfect.
Yeah.
And then you have the tincture bottles or the droppers that a lot of people know and buy. Those ones we have are 1,200 milligrams. They come in a few different flavors that we carry. And those are really good for like kind of overall body administration use. So if you're having problems in multiple areas and it's not just one specific localized, that's really good for helping with that. And then it could also be really good for helping like aid sleeping. It's nothing that's going to put you to sleep or
Yeah.
anything. It's not
Yeah.
going to make you drowsy. Excuse me. But
It would be
can
kind of
help
like
with that.
what's the product that you were taking many pills?
Melatonin?
Melatonin, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, it won't have that kind of effect to you. It'll just help relax your body. It makes it
Okay, all right.
It makes it
And
good
no
for that.
THC in any of those.
No THC in any of
Okay.
those. No.
So this is all crazy as we're witnessing this begin. So in 18 months, or I guess we're down to about 15 months now, or maybe a little less than that. What is it all going to be like? What will your store be like at that point?
Yeah, so basically now we had set it up so like in anticipation for that. So when you walk into our company, you're going to be greeted by a security guard basically at a window, and you're going to get ID'd. and you'll be let into. Basically, it's just a buzzer door into a lounge area where we'll have you sit down and kind of relax. And there's going to be a TV, couches, different things in there. And then one by one, we'll individually be pulling people in so that they can be helped out, just kind of as a...
Depending on whatever it is they're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
But that could be for
like
recreation, though.
Yes,
Okay.
it would be for
At that
recreational.
point,
Yep.
yeah. And
For
then,
Delta 9.
And then is...
Okay, I was going to say, you got a couch and TV in there. You're never going to get them out.
Well, I was going to
Once
say,
they
they
smoke,
brought
you
us
never get
cannolis and donuts, in anticipation.
So is this... I never knew the Delta 9...
I've never heard it called that.
Delta
I'm
9 is just, a lot of people honestly didn't know that. It's just the cannabinoid name. So it's Delta 9 THC is what it's called, or just regular THC marijuana.
Okay. And then I guess the other question I have for you is the legality of everything.
Yeah.
Yes, New York State is making it legal, but the federal government still is calling marijuana illegal. And I know that's
Right.
being probably in the process of being challenged. How long that'll take, God knows. But the significance of that, though, is that it makes it difficult to deposit money.
Yeah.
So are you in that same boat right now?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even
Even
with
with
piggyback, are you cash only?
We are not cash only just because we're not technically a full dispensary right now, and they don't have to regulate the money by just cash only as of right now.
So right now, anything you do, the federal government would be okay with.
Yes, everything that we do currently carry is legal. Everything that we're doing transaction-wise is also legal.
So, and keep in mind the difference between being legal in New York State versus legal in the United States is in accordance with federal federal regulations. That is the big problem they've had out in Colorado and in other states where they're selling this stuff like crazy, marijuana, recreational, but they can't put the money in the bank because the minute they do, the feds take the money.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They're actually, I'm pretty sure they're just trying to come up with regulations as to what banks themselves are going to regulate the cash flow for everything.
Right. Yeah.
Until they figure that out, we're kind of still obviously in the anticipation process for trying to figure out when we're going to be able to get our licensing.
You can almost hope for a state-run bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
How about that? I was recently in New York City, and they've had this this marijuana candy van that goes around, and it's probably been there for 5 years. 5 years. And so
The pot bus.
They've been anticipating the legalization of marijuana for 5 years. It's kind of like the pot bus. There's one of those in Denver. They just drive from dispensary to dispensary, and they end up at a pizza place. That's what they do, which is kind of funny. But this thing parks all in Times Square and all over New York City. There's a handful of them, and it's a company that makes marijuana candies and edibles. But the way they're getting away with it now is it's like a chocolate mold that looks like a marijuana leaf. There's no marijuana in it at all.
Right.
So they're waiting for the green light, so they're already in place. You know that in New York City you're going to see those buses going around, and they're selling it right out. It's exactly what it is. They're selling it right out of this van. It's like a food truck.
Well, it's somewhat unfair that, and it's evidenced by I was in New York City recently walking through the streets of Manhattan, and you smell nothing else but marijuana.
Oh, yeah.
Yet there can't be a dispensary, selling this Delta 9 yet.
Yeah.
Or, Delta 9.
And the other part of this that I find interesting because, I'm old enough where marijuana had a very negative, the public looked very negatively on marijuana.
Right.
And I've watched that change over the years to the point where we are today. But it is very interesting when you compare this to opioids. Mm-hmm. So if you've got a person that has a horrible back pain, I mean, I talk about mine. It's nothing compared to what some people go through. A nerve problem that causes excruciating pain. That if they don't get a pill, they're going to go crazy. Mm-hmm. And there are even situations of suicide because of this.
Yes.
Why not use something like cannabis to relieve these people, cancer patients? The same thing. I mean, why are we so late to the ball game here? It's just crazy.
Honestly, I haven't understood it either.
Yeah.
That's part of why I love my job, honestly, is being able to benefit people in so many different ways.
Yeah.
And seeing the different outcomes for everything, because each person is so individual in themselves with what they have going on.
Right,
Seeing them come in and being able to do that for them is
Oh,
it's an awesome feeling.
We'll easily place somebody on medicine for anxiety. And,
but they won't prescribe something that is not going to
that is not
natural.
cause a massive addiction like that.
And I've watched this. You take someone on those anxiety medicines or whatever they're on, you take them off that, and there's a huge crash.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a massive withdrawal from it.
So why is this so bad? Why do people look at this so badly? I think that's part of the reason why we're seeing people more open-minded to it today. So,
Exactly. I've noticed that too.
yeah, it's crazy. Okay, I've got a minute or so. Plug away. You guys are located, where you're located, all of that stuff. So
So we're located in New Hartford Shopping Center. We are open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday, 11 to 8 p.m., and Sunday, noon to 6.
Are you open this Sunday?
Yes, we are open this
4th
Sunday.
of July? Okay.
We are also doing a kind of like a grand opening extravaganza open house going on July 10th.
Nice.
11 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're going to do that. Different food vendors, sales and giveaways. We're going to have a professional glass blower there. So there's going to be a lot of different stuff going on, and it's going to be pretty interesting.
All right. Very cool. Any other questions you guys have?
I don't think so.
You know, for us, saying goodbye to you means it's vacation time.
Well, have fun on your vacation.
We go on vacation.
Yeah, you have to stop at Paper and Leaf first.
Yes.
Definitely.
All right. Okay. Very. So again, you guys are anticipating what's going to happen next year. It's going to be
Yes, we
change
are.
your business a lot, but still, what you have there is available and can help people in a lot of different ways.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll just add one thing. Sometime we got to get Mike in here so we can have a conversation about vapes and how outrageous I think it is that they basically created a whole black market by outlawing flavored vapes when the issue with the vapes were black market vapes.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So now they put almost the whole market in the black market. It doesn't make any sense. We'll save it for another show.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.